Hi everyone, meteorologist Chad Evans here with a look at your daily weather forecast video, sponsored always by Trent Johnson State Farm. Trent is my agent.com. A huge thanks to Trent, a huge thanks to all of you as well, and all of our other sponsors. Brutally cold once again this morning. We had lows anywhere from -3 at Galveston, 5 below zero at the Grissom Air Reserve Base, 6 below zero at Round Grove, 5 below zero at Crawfordsville, 0 at the Purdue Airport. The thing is, these numbers rose then during the night. So temperatures fell, then they were rising. The problem was the wind kicked up. So we still had wind chills as low as 23 below at the Kentland Airport, 25 below zero at Fowler, 24 below zero at Flora. We dropped to 24 below zero at Galveston, the Crawfordsville Airport -20, -22 at the Kokomo Airport, and wind chill dropped to 21 below zero at the Grissom Air Reserve Base. Due to these winds that peaked with gusts of 36 at the Purdue Airport, but a gust of 45 at Fowler, 44 Kentland, 45 Morocco, 36 here at Fulton, 35 at Galveston, 39 at the Flora Airport, and a peak gust of 35 miles an hour at the Frankfurt Airport. So that's what led to such low wind chills and all the blowing snow this morning. And this was a shot I captured here earlier. This is on 55 north of Oxford. Note all that blowing snow, especially in the distance, and this area blowing snow across that roadway. And even now, north of Round Grove, this is north of Wingate. Look at these drifts and the snow continuing to blow over roadways, and you can see the streaks of blowing snow here and plows working here on 231 north of Round Grove as you're approaching Interstate 65 north of Highway 18. But we've warmed up. It's 16 at Lafayette, 19 Covington, 16 at Sheridan, 17 Peru, Monticello 16, and Fowler and Round Grove are at 14, and it's 16 currently at Kentland. Still, travel advisories are up for part of the area, and then you have the travel watch in the orange. Now, travel watch means conditions are threatening, according to Indiana Department of Homeland Security. They're threatening to public safety. Again, limit your time driving. Don't take trips unless you absolutely have to. And this is mainly due to all the blowing snow that is continuing to drift over roadways. So still some blowing issues into the afternoon. The winds relax a little this evening and a little tonight, but there's still going to be minor blowing and drifting. The wind should crank back up a little more tomorrow, so a little bit more blowing and drifting tomorrow afternoon, with just intense cold, especially tonight and then again tomorrow night, and just some off and on blowing and drifting issues, even right through the upcoming weekend. Not the whole time, but off and on, there'll be these spurts of blowing and drifting snow. A couple weak clippers go through. We've got a second big cold wave. We've got eyes on a clipper and a southern system and potentially a big east coast storm that will just enhance the cold into our area and the wind and blowing and drifting issues. Now, it does look like it's going to turn warmer towards February 5th, and especially afterward. But in that transition, there could be snow and some sleet and freezing rain that are impactful with the area. And then towards the middle part of February, probably rain and a few thunderstorms and much warmer weather, big thaw, and initially some pretty big ice jams on area creeks and streams before we tank again late February and into early March. Just a few little weak clippers are going to come through in the coming couple of days. This is now through Thursday evening. At times we're going to get a little cloudiness, especially in our northeastern counties. Perhaps a few snow showers and flurries. Best chance is going to be in our northeast counties, and that's the best chance of a few bits of dustings or little coatings here and there. And there will be some lake effect snow showers there as well. But the winds do indeed tend to back off a little bit tonight. You can see here. Then you can see how they crank up again tomorrow, and then they back off again come tomorrow night. Now, we look at Wednesday night through Thursday morning. One more other clipper will come through and bring a few snow showers. Again, I'm still thinking the best shot of snow showers or any dustings or coatings would be in the northeast, but there could be a couple snow showers even down here. But it's very fluffy. It's lighter snow. I'm not expecting any big issues with that, but this will be a big if this occurs on the East Coast. So we've got a clipper, we've got a southern storm developing here, and the big question is there phasing? Is there an energy transfer? Because that can happen too. I call it snow piracy, where you'll get a clipper coming in here, a storm forming here, and it will pull the vorticity, pull the moisture, pull the forcing from one storm, and focus it on a storm that's redeveloping on the East Coast. The thought process here is that, we're probably going to get a clipper anyway. We're going to get some snow showers into the weekend, maybe early next week with some minor to very minor light fluffy accumulation that's going to blow around. And then as this storm develops, it will pull the moisture from our little clipper, and this will be the focus. There could be a big East Coast storm that may bomb here off the East Coast, and if it tracks just right, this is going to be a blizzard for the Mid-Atlantic and parts of the Northeast. Again, a lot of questions, something to watch. Regardless, we get strong north winds, brutally cold air, intense cold that is, and we get a period of some snow showers. Second big cold wave comes in, begins to warm up somewhat around 4th, 5th of February, and then especially 8th of February and onward, it really warms up after that. We believe the supply of cold temperatures actually go above normal, but in the transition, near the 5th, there will likely be some snow, sleet, and freezing rain that we'll have to deal with in our area as a warm front moves northeastward, but then towards mid-month and near Valentine's Day, it looks like a rainfall event. There could be a blizzard out here, but for us, it's rain, and yes, severe weather in parts of the Mississippi Valley, lower Mississippi Valley, and potentially marginal risk up to southwest Indiana and southern Illinois. We'll keep an eye on that, but certainly a surge of warmth will come in. But do not get used to that, because very late February into early March, the cold comes back in, temperatures way below normal, good 25, 30, 35 degrees below normal, and we're going to put down some snow too, because it does look like a pretty active storm track. The snow and ice risk will be going up, and it may not just be one event that we have to deal with. It could be a couple of winter weather events. Again, late February and right into early March. And then I think once we get to mid-March, we'll finally get out of that cold. We'll probably have a period where it's actually warming up very nicely, where temperatures go quite a bit above normal, and it will feel like spring, at least for a little bit. For the rest of today, though, still pretty windy, still blowing and drifting snow around. Temperatures climbing into the teens to perhaps 20, 22 degrees. Wind chills still running a little below 0 to single digits. That's where we are right now. Our current wind chills are about 4 or 5 below 0 to about 3 above. We look ahead to tonight, we're down to 8 below 0 in Greater Lafayette, 10 below Rockville, Crawfordsville, Lebanon, and then about anywhere from 6 to 8 below in our northwest counties, 3 Rochester, 1 Peru. There's going to be a little bit more cloudiness, a little longer over here, and perhaps a couple flurries, couple snow showers northeast this evening, and a few more later on tonight. Now, winds do diminish to a degree, but you're still getting wind chills 25 below 0 to 9 below 0. Tomorrow, 10 below 0 to 0 wind chills as the winds crank back up a little bit again. Sunshine, some clouds, maybe a couple snow showers in the northeast in the morning, and then a few snow showers perhaps here and there in the area towards the evening and tomorrow night for a while. Again, a tendency for more in the northeast than elsewhere. 14 for the high. There are the highs at 9 to 15 for tomorrow afternoon over the area after the intensely cold night. But here is a silver lining. You'll notice the sun rises at 8 o'clock in the morning and it sets at 6 p.m. It's our first 14-hour day. The days are getting longer. First 14-hour day since early August. So our days are getting longer, and we're not that far from February. We're getting there. We got a lot of cold, a lot of snow and ice to get through, but we're getting there with time, ever closer to spring. And I think more and more people are getting to a point where like, okay, I like the snow, I like winter. We're kind of ready to be getting closer to that spring mark. 9 on Friday, but 11 below 0 in the morning. 16 Saturday. A few snow showers late, a few snow showers Saturday, scattered snow showers Sunday night, part of Monday, and the brutally cold air comes back in again, I'm going to up Monday's wording to windy. That's when we're going to have that storm that may occur on the East Coast. That's likely going to be an all-out windy day with a lot of blowing snow around. Then we watch the warm front coming northward. So after a 10 below zero Tuesday morning, you'll notice we're back to the 20s and 30s, but I would watch later next week, perhaps around Thursday, for the risk of getting snow, some sleet, and also some freezing rain.